So this is another episode of the series of portraits of U3A members. Today we're talking to Anne and Ashley Foster about their life in U3A. So to you first, Anne, how did you come across the existence of U3A?
My mum joined U3A sometime in the late 1980s.
Yes.
And she used to tell us about going to the different meetings and how much she enjoyed them. Then she and my father invited us to some of the Murdoch lectures, which we found really interesting. So we just thought, yep, this is something that we can really do when we finish work. Just get more involved with this sort of thing.
Can you remember what some of those Murdoch lectures were?
Yeah, the one that sticks in my mind was the one on the Lewin current.
Ashley, how did you first find out about U3A?
Well, actually, it's basically the same as Anne. We went to different talks and we said, well, we'll do it when I'll do it around the time I retired. And the first, I think retired on the 5th of July, and I was a member by about the 10th of July. So I didn't waste any time. Yeah, no. That's where it was. It basically came from Anne's mother, and we always remembered what a good time we had with it.
Yeah.
And so we said, well, it'd give us something to do.
Mm.
And also, you'd meet people. You wouldn't become a sit-at-home type person. You got wide-ranging subjects to talk about, and you meet people. And this is the main thing why we have done it. Yeah. I mean, I know blokes that I retired with, and you see him years later, or someone years, how's Fred returned? Yeah, he's very good. He's made his own brew. He sits in front all day watching the television, because there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do. I mean, what can you do any time? I mean, I won't. Yeah, that's my story.
Yeah. Now, both of you are members of Southwest Metro region. Does that mean you're just members of that particular region, or can you go to other places as well?
That's one of the beauties of the U3A group, that once you've joined, you are aligned with a particular area, we're with Southwest, but you can go to any other group, and there's about 7 or 8 of them, from Rockingham up to Joondalup. You can have a look and see what other groups are doing, and bring up a convener there and just say, can I come and join your group? And so you can go to any group at any venue and do whatever it is they're doing. Play reading, one group does Shakespeare, and so you have a wide range of topics and things that you could get involved with once a week, once a month, how often the group is run. So you don't have to stay with your own group.
We live in Spearwood, and we've gone as far as Midland, Rockingham, and some up north. Don't ask me. Once you cross that river, it's foreign country. But that's the sort of range we do.
We like going to the different talks, lectures, but you could either just go to the talks, or you could actually join another group.
I'm sure many people who don't, who are new to U3A wouldn't realise that.
No.
Yeah. What's the rough history of U3A, just in Western Australia?
Yeah, well, it started in about the 1980s through the university, because that's how all of them started. And the university, I think, funded a lot of it, which is why the title is still there, a nod to where these started. Unfortunately, people are put off by the term university, but they shouldn't be. It's not a learning thing. There's no exams, there's no study, there's no nothing. It's just people getting together, keeping their mind active, doing different things. So you keep active, you make friends. In this little booklet, 20 years on, the term universitas means a group of scholars getting together to study for the sheer pleasure of learning and to exchange knowledge and ideas, and that's really the nub of it. Yeah, that's what it's about.
A social club would be the wrong description, but something like that, so you can meet other people that you never met before, really.
Yeah, you meet other people. Usually you have an activity I go to a music group, Ashley goes to other groups, and almost always there's a cup of tea or coffee somewhere involved in the group, which means that you actually have a time to socialise. So these people may not end up your best friend or anything like that, although that could happen, but it means for a while you're socialising with another group of people who have a like-minded interest. And so that's good, all good.
Yeah. What are your current interests as you become a visitor to so many places around?
Well, I'm only actually belonging to one group
Oh yes,
at the
yeah.
moment, and that group is the music group, and what we do is we take our own music and we just listen to the music. We don't critique it, we don't have to know anything about it. It was just for the pleasure of listening to music and listening to other people's choices, and that expands your own range of music. The other thing that we do is U3A also run courses in the city, which we find very interesting. So we usually go to one or two every semester up in the city. It's easy to get to, catch a bus, catch a train.
Did you mention about your individual interests, Ashley?
The only time we go together to a session is up in the library.
Yes,
The
yeah.
library.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we try and keep away from each other. Because our argument is, if we both went to the same thing all the time, we'd only have that to talk about.
Yes.
But if I go to, because I'm quite interested in politics and the world, I go to that, and goes to a music. We've both got something different to talk about when we meet each other again.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's the way we look at it. Yeah.
Yeah. You become a member of a particular group that's in your living area, and also by contrast all the other groups around the place, and they have their own particular weekly, monthly meetings or fortnightly meetings, don't they?
Yeah.
Yes.
Which you can go along just to those if you want to.
Yes.
And presumably your music appreciation, and that's a separate group run by somebody from one of your local.
So it's run by one of our local ladies, yes,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
runs that one.
So you sort of go to her house, or you go to
No, we go to a meeting place. We all
yeah.
have regular meeting places.
Yeah.
I think some groups over the years have met at people's houses, but that would be a very small group. But for the most part, we actually meet at Miller Bakehouse or Catagini meeting room.
Yes.
Our group meets there.
Southwest seems to be totally different from others. We go to, Anne goes to music, I go to current affairs, I go to history
And world happenings.
and world happenings. And that's all run by the people within the Southwest Metropolitan Group. Whereas it doesn't seem like the others run such a wide range of things. They mainly go to their monthly meeting or the twice monthly meeting, but we seem to have so much on. I mean, our calendar is empty on January the 1st and absolutely full on January the 2nd with things we go through U3A. Yeah.
Well, that's a short interview. Sometime we'll come back and have a longer chat about the other subjects that you enjoy doing. And thanks very much for talking to us today. Anne and Ashley Foster.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.